Right. Part 2, or more specifically hard mode. And yes, I know that the last episode of our normal playthrough isn't up yet. That will be out soon if it's not up already by the time I've put these out. But as you remember, we only went through on normal mode, and as much as I like Jack as my player 2, I'm not sure he has the fortitude to play hard mode. Even in Armored Core 4, which is probably the easiest, if not the easiest, the second easiest Armored Core game. Some people would say Nexus. I would actually say Verdict Day is the easiest, if not Armored Core 4. I'm half and half on which one's harder. Because Verdict Day definitely takes longer to get used to, but I feel like Armored Core 4 would be harder for just people in general because it's higher movement speed, it's high damage, everything. But I would also say like Armored Core 4 is much easier to get into, just in general. There's a lot like yeah. Damn you, unskippable intro bits. Right. Ah, fuck. Wonder what's been up with my internet connection recently. Someone's probably streaming downstairs. Well, yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to be doing Armored Core 4's hard mode because I guess that I would just be the better choice for it. I need to make sure I'm not rusty, though. I did a normal mode playthrough about the other day just to get a bit more up to speed. Been trying to track down my save file that has all of the missions done. It's got like A or S or whatever on it. Yeah, there we go. I am signed into Xbox. What the fuck are you talking about? No. Okay. I'm gonna assume that happened the way I wanted it to happen. Yeah, this is the only one I was able to find. I should have had one that has like 42 hours in, but I could only find the one with 28. My saves are just all over the place. I'm even playing this on a different Xbox because I couldn't find... I checked like 3 other... no idea where the other one is. Oh well. I'll just have to use this one. So I like refitted my schematics and did a bunch of testing the other day, so this should be a little better than... because you saw in like Armored Core 4, I was like, oh, what's up? Like, these aren't the parts I use, I don't know how to use this mech. And I did like a 3-hour, because we lost, we didn't save after one of the episodes in 4 Answer, which obviously are not out yet. But I had to redo, like, yeah, see, so it's like A, S rank, whatever. We lost 3 hours of footage on 4 Answer, and I had to replay all of that. More information on that as it develops. Let me just make sure I actually have the correct schematics this time. Right. So there she is, the Butte. Snowblind Gen 4, although this is a prequel, so... Right. And this should have all of the parts that I need. Although, unfortunately, I think the regulations I'm playing with are 1.4.0? 1.40 or whatever? 1.60. Which makes the Cirrus energy cannon considerably weaker. Unfortunately. Because it used to be that the Cirrus energy cannon was just a, well, it was a 4-shot kill on any AC, and it had, like, what, 24 shots in it? So basically, if your aim doesn't suck, it guarantees a kill on any AC in the game, with the exception of GA heavyweights. And since we've already seen these, I'm assuming you've watched the normal playthrough already, we've already seen these, so I'm just going to skip over them. Well, I'm not going to skip over them, I'm going to talk over them. Because, you know, even I forget all this crap.
GA, the largest company of the lot, is especially eager to see Griffin rebuilt.
I always thought it was interesting that this is supposed to be a prequel, sort of. It's implied that it is. That, the National Dismantlement War was fought using, like, ravens and whatever. And then necks were added towards the end of it, and that's how it was decided and everything. All the countries were dissimilated. they were piloting normals before they had ravens, or not before they ravens, before they had necks. But the necks move closer to the ravens in the old series, but the normals don't move like that. So you're telling me the entire National Dismantlement War was fought with these junky, like, trash mechs that, like, get destroyed in one hit? I always thought that was kind of like fucking seeing Berlioz piloting junk mechs. Oh right, no, primal armor.
Enemy reinforcements detected. Are those normals? There are too many.
Fuck off.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area.
Where's my reticle? I'm not sure why that doesn't kill him. This is Moonlight, for Christ's sake.
3 enemy normals left. Just a little more now. AP is down 50%. 1 remaining normal.
I always thought it was hilarious how much primal armor is necessary in this game. Because in the old... your health was your health, and that was it. Unless you had a specific, like, equipped shield that prevented getting hit by melee attacks or whatever, which consumed your energy at an astonishing rate. Almost made them useless, actually. But yeah, no. Like, your defense is considerably lower across the board in 4 and 4 answer. I don't care. It's not gonna do cutscenes, because we're... yeah, because we're on hard mode. Fair enough. But yeah, no, across the board, your defense is lower, and primal armor acts as like a buffer to prevent you from just dying instantly. But without it, your health drains ridiculously fast. I guess it's supposed to be realistic because, you know, getting shot repeatedly would destroy your mech really quickly. But I always find it hilarious. It's like, the only thing standing between you and getting destroyed instantly is this little sheet of particles.
You'll stand by on the peninsula and
Right, now if I
intercept the
remember
incoming
correctly, on
self-destruct
hard
weapons
mode
with a
there
volley of
are
fire as they approach the launch site from the
4
shore. Those are your
flight
orders.
normals that just pester you throughout the whole mission. But they don't do very much damage, so you can just sit there and absorb it if you want. They're not particularly damaging.
We've confirmed the self-destruct
Man,
devices
freaking hate winter.
approach.
Always gets sick.
They're right on schedule with our projections. Prepare to intercept.
Jeez, the fall off on the Motor Cobra is a lot closer than I remember.
We're picking up enemy signatures at sea. They're closing fast. Too fast for self-destruct devices. We're probably looking at flight-capable normals. Prepare to intercept.
Yeah, like that was so difficult.
Enemy normals have reached the shore. We assume they're after the launch site. Don't let any of them through.
These things are also in Armored Core 5. Hey, I have a question. If these things are exploding directly over my head, shouldn't they attack or hurt me as well? I used up way more ammo than I should have this mission. Whatever.
You got the whole pack. 0 damage reported from the launch site.
Yeah,
Mission
I'm the
accomplished.
best.
Perfect
I should get a
result.
medal if I
Good
wasn't
work.
this mercenary.
Please head back.
You see, that's the problem with this game. I like it a lot, but it's much like Halo ODST in the regards that it is way too freaking short, especially since the game that immediately preceded it was Last Raven, which is one of the longest ones in the series. Next to... I don't know, Nexus is pretty long. Armored Core 5 also, which followed this, was also very long. Wait, why did I do that? Whatever, I don't care. Elimination! Yeah, this fucking mission.
Let's
Difficult
confirm
in
the
that
mission.
there are
GA's
10 billion
facility has
guys
been
with
occupied
rocket
by an
launchers
armed
in here.
terrorist group.
They don't...
The
It's not so
enemy
much
is
that they
relying
are
mostly on
tough,
old
as
weaponry, but
they
it's
just
possible
spam
they've
the only
activated
entranceway
normals
with
made
rockets,
off-site at the factory
which makes
there.
it difficult to get in there.
You have clearance to eliminate any normals that oppose you.
But yeah, like, those
Your
are
task
normals,
is
and they're
to
supposed to
clear
look
the
a lot
enemy
like
out
the
of that
mechs from the
facility.
original Armored Core games,
Those
which I
are
guess
your
makes
orders.
sense. They're smaller, less maneuverable, less powerful, and have a lower defense on average. But then after this, when Kojima technology is outlawed because it fucks up the entire planet, and generally just falls out of use for the majority of people, they take the advancements they have made and basically modify normals to be better ACs, and that's how you get the ACs that are in the other games. Probably should have switched back there. Also, I hate this map because it's supposed to be the... Yeah, that's why I really hate this map too. But also, I hate it because it's supposed to be a close quarters map where you're supposed to rely on high maneuverability. The problem with that is that they put obstacles every 4 feet, so you just trip over them and die instantly. Yeah, saw that coming. Okay, let's try this again. No, but really, I wish I wasn't sick. It's starting to get on my nerves. That'll work. Just so I don't have to go in the room.
Let's confirm the mission.
Oh yeah, sharing's gonna be a pain in the ass.
The mission objective is complete elimination of terrorist forces. Your movement will be limited in those tight quarters. Be careful.
Those pursuers, firing pursuers underground, isn't that a bit overkill? Stop that.
Storage chamber eliminated. We're still picking up enemy signatures in the neighboring chamber. Clean that one out next.
Or is it the other button? Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, jeez, that is really hard to aim. Come on, Armored Core, don't do me like this. You can't adjust sensitivity because it's tied to parts in this freaking series. So if I want this to be less terrible, I have to put my tuning into, like, arm stability or whatever, back-mounted parts or some crap. I get it for turning ability, because yeah, that should be dependent on your parts, but why this? This is so absurdly high. The vertical sensitivity is not even that high. Just that. Great. I don't think that even did anything. Got one. This is like the lamest way to do this, but it's also the safest, so what do you want from me? Ow. Fuck you, maybe? Hey, it's a rocket, so I'll see it coming, right? Ah, fuck it. Nope, stop it.
Radar activity within the facility has gone silent.
Well, that could have been
The mission
handled
was
in
a
a
success.
less
Good work.
monumentally stupid
Please head
way.
back.
Oh well. I've been trying to figure out a way to effectively cosplay as an Armored Core, but I would only be able to do a Generation 3 Armored Core or lower, I think. Because they're much more boxy, and that's something I could construct. There's no way to cosplay a Next, as far as I'm aware of. Except for that one guy, that total badass, who turned essentially White Glint into a power suit, and made one of the coolest costumes I've ever seen. I freaking saw that guy at a con once, it was awesome. I should have gotten a picture. Oh well. Get rid of that freaking cannon. That's another thing I don't like about this this one, is every time you modify your mech, it changes the schematic instead of just changing the mech. Like, doesn't that kind of defeat the point of having the schematics? Because then every time you want to do a minute change that you don't want to be like permanent just for the mission, you have to make a new schematic every single time, which is why I've got the two ones here.
Let's confirm the mission. Eliminate the unidentified faction that has invaded the Rascal colony's subterranean facility.
But yeah, I've got the one that's the sword, and I've got the one with the two guns and the sniper cannon for when I'm fighting energy users, because energy users are weak to ballistics. Or more specifically, they're not resistant to ballistics, which is the more important quality. Yeah, do you try and fucking fight sharing with like an energy blade and a laser gun? Doesn't work. The all-powerful combo of the Karasawa Moonlight is not effective against him, unfortunately.
That's your target. Head down there now.
Ow, landmines. I always thought it was weird that, like, 90% of the missions in this game can be solved in less than a minute. This game only had, what, 36 missions? And, like, I mean, you can beat this game in less than 2 hours.
I'm glad you're alright. Let's go.
My average time for beating it is around 4 every time I do a normal mode run. It only took me like 3.5 last night. Like, that's, like, it's cool that, like, it promotes such high skill level, but that's also kind of unfortunate because this game's really good, but it's over way too quickly. Operation Descent.
Let's confirm the mission. An electrical plant Leone Mechanica is building has been taken over by an armed anti-establishment organization. Yeah. Eliminate them.
Didn't they make the your operator's mech in the next game?
But they've gotten control of some of the
also, how does a power plant that has turbines in it that are all facing straight up to generate power? There are also solar panels here, which just further confuses me as to what this facility actually does.
You'll be dropping down to the facility's core from a high altitude. Those are your orders.
But hey, good on them for trying to use something other than the devastating power of Kojima energy. Yes, it's useful, but it also is like the most dangerous fucking thing we could be using. So, you know, risk versus reward. I also wish there was more character development in this game, because there are really only 4 characters. There's you, Fiona Yardefelt, White Glint, and Emil. Everyone else is just a, like, tertiary side character. And even, like, White Glint isn't fleshed out as much as he could be. It's supposed to be this, like, rivalry between your character and his character, but he only has, like, 6 lines in the entire game. And some of his lines are cut out in the American version, like at the end where he talks about how Omer fucking ambushed him at a Spina colony and is making him fight you. You know, and all that. Like, it's only just implied in the American version, which kind of sucks. Because that means that a crucial element of the story is missing.
Target destruction confirmed. 3 remaining. Target destruction confirmed. That leaves 2.
Oh yeah.
Target destruction confirmed. 1 left.
It's on the back of the swing, not the front. Damn you, random energy normal. That's another thing. When did Moonlight stop being the longest energy blade in the series? Because look at that, I think the EB-15 is considerably longer than the Moonlight. Not as powerful, but longer. It's not even the most powerful one anymore, because Dragon Slayer is the most powerful one now. Not even counting pile bunkers, or parrying blades, if you want to call them that.
I'm glad you're...
Also, what was hard mode about that exactly? There were the same number of ones as it normally. Nah, never mind. I don't suppose it's actually important.
Let's confirm the mission. An unidentified armed group has reoccupied Griffin, the independent city.
It's in Australia.
GA is planning a large-scale airship attack to rout
Although
them once
it's
and
not
for all.
like
It's your
Sydney,
job to take out their
Australia, so what the
long-range
fuck?
weaponry to clear the way.
Wouldn't that be a more important
Griffin
city?
is swarming with enemy forces.
I
You
guess...
can ignore them all. Just get to those
Well, no, because you go to
long-range cannons.
Beijing
We're looking for
later.
efficiency here.
Because I was thinking like
Those are your
maybe they don't
orders.
want you to be in like major cities for some reason. I was like, no, you get to go. Well, it's sunk in Beijing, but it's still in the Beijing area. I don't know. I love Armored Core so much. I wish more people would play it. Every time I'd say to people like, hey, like Armored Core, it's awesome. They're like, what the fuck is Armored Core? And then I go and I have a cry. And then we go fucking shove Armored Core in the face. I want another copy of 4 from GameStop so I could play with some friends, and the freaking copy doesn't work. Thank you, GameStop. You always know what to do.
Destruction of western area long-range cannons confirmed. Take out the remaining objectives. You've exited the combat area.
Oh, fuck off. Stupid hard time. Yeah, we'll make the fucking warning ring an inch away from the outside of the normal exit ring. The original Armored Core games were much more forgiving about you leaving the mission area, I feel like. With the exception of water levels, in which case if you so much as touch water, you are dead. Armored Cores are not waterproof, apparently. Which is dumb, because they can go in space.
Enemy units confirmed on the
No,
opposite.
fuck it, I guess.
Ignore their ground troops. Focus on the long-range cannons.
No,
Closing
stop
distance
it.
on the enemy's main force now.
What's up?
Long-range cannons in the eastern area have gone silent. Eliminate any
Oh, hey,
remaining
how you
enemies. Enemy ground forces are closing in. It's probably wisest to avoid a head-on confrontation. Take out the objectives as speedily as possible.
This could be going better, I'll admit. For you?
Destruction of
There we
all
go.
objectives.
That works.
The mission
Now,
was
what
a
are you?
success.
You are cool.
Good work.
Oh yeah, you're one of those big
Please
dog
head back.
tank things. I always liked these. They're really dumb, but I thought they were cool. They're not as big in the other game. Or I guess the necks are bigger. It's kind of unclear as to what the size difference is. Sizing in Armored Core has been so freaking inconsistent as to be not worth even like keeping track of. Because you've got the necks in this game, and they're fairly decently sized. But then in the next game, they're much bigger. But in, like, Verdict Day, the necks are gigantic. Like, White Glint in that game is huge. Spoilers, I guess. Whatever.
Let's confirm the mission. The Maghreb Liberation Front is White Africa's largest anti-establishment group. You'll attack their fortress in former Gelta, take out the entire squad of guards. The old Gelta fortress is a holdover from the wars of ethnic cleansing. It's a
That's an
natural
awesome and
stronghold,
horrible
protected
sounding
by
name.
the canyon's walls. The fort's defensive
It's a
forces
good name
should
for a
be
war,
scant,
although the
but remember,
context
the
is
old
probably
large-barrel
horrific.
fixed cannons set along
Considering
the
that it's
canyon
now called
boasted
White
impressive
Africa,
power
not
and
because of any
range.
racing, but because it got
Those are
nuked
your
a whole
orders.
bunch. So, you know, awesome. All of Africa is now covered in ash and death. I wish I was a better artist. I want to make Armored Core animations. I feel like that would be really fun.
You'll be entering the
If only they could
fortress's fixed
decide on
cannon
what Armored
firing
Core
range
pilots'
shortly.
uniforms actually
Keep
look
an
like.
eye out for cannon
As
fire.
far as I remember, they never decided on that. Last Raven supposes that they look like jet pilots. Because there is the only scene I think you see of someone exiting an Armored Core in the entire series, is in the
former Gelta
opening
fortress
cutscene to
is
Last
ahead.
Raven.
A defensive force of normals is in place.
But in Armored
Take
Core
them all
2, you
out.
see someone inside the cockpit of a Raven in the opening cutscene. And they're wearing something that looks more like a Viper pilot's outfit from Battlestar, which I actually really like, because I freaking love Battlestar. Shame about the last season. And I think that design's really cool. But then you have the freaking book, where there's someone in a Raven's outfit on the cover, which is obviously supposed to be around Armored Core 3's time period, because that's a character from Armored Core 3. And their outfit looks like a racing outfit you would see in NASCAR. Or, actually no, something more like out of Evangelion. So just fuck me on being able to tell what the actual, like, outfit would look like. It's kind of like trying to cosplay as Cyborg 54, where you're just totally screwed. Marathon does that way harder, though, where, no one knows what Cyborg 54 actually looks like, aside from, like, the in-game sprite, because he's depicted in different armor in every single picture he's in. Every single official piece of art from Bungie has Cyborg 54 looking like a different, like, he has a completely different style.
Please head back.
I love that and kind of hate it, because that's another thing on my list of cosplay. I could make a pretty decent approximation. I have a poster on the wall that's also of a completely different... It's like every time. It's freaking hilarious.
I'm glad you're alright. Let's go home.
I guess in that way, it can kind of be whatever your interpretation of the character is. Like, if you're reading a book and the character was never, like, depicted on the cover of the book or anywhere else in any kind of, like, manner, then you can kind of just, like, off of the, like, written description of the character, you could say, you know, what exactly they look like. But then there's the problem of no one actually recognizing, like, that the character is who you're dressed as, and I feel like that's a bit unfortunate. Not that anyone would recognize Marathon if they saw it anyway.
This time, it's the
If I
Maghreb
showed up dressed as Cyber
Liberation
54
Front's
with, like,
Eritrean
game-accurate
stronghold.
guns and
Eliminate their
costume,
entire ballistic missile
not a
arsenal.
single person would
This
be
is
like,
one of the
hey, you're
MLS
that guy
central
from that
bases.
thing.
You'll be facing an elite force, including several normals. We've detected a fierce sandstorm.
That being said,
in
I'm
the
still
area,
gonna
so
do that.
visibility will be extremely limited. Focus
By
on
the way, if
tracking
you want me to,
targets
like,
by
watch a
radar.
video or
Those are your
read something
orders.
you've written, if there's, like, a screen of either Armored Core or Marathon or Halo or whatever on the, like, thumbnail for it, I will most certainly watch your video. Like, that's a good bait if you want to get me to watch. Just put the Marathon symbol all over it. or show like a glimpse of a mech. That being said, despite my intense love for Armored Core, I'm not actually a huge Gundam fan. It's not that I dislike the show, I just never got into it. I watched a bit of one of the, I think it was Gundam Wing when I was younger, and I tried to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans recently, but my freaking TV didn't record any of it when it was, you know, being aired, and Crunchyroll sucks now, so... Like, I tried watching Crunchyroll, and they're like, you can't watch it on your Xbox without a paid membership. How much is the paid membership? More than I want to pay for it. Like, fine, I'll watch it on my PC then. Oh shit. I forgot, this is a mech fight. Well, that's fucking
Destruction of ballistics confirmed. The mission was a success. Good work. Please head back.
I should have moved so I didn't take the extra damage. But yeah, no, there's a mech here, it's Rhodey. But you don't even have to fight him, you can just blow up the ballistics like normal. But yeah, no, Crunchyroll sucks, and it's like, I went on my computer, and it's like, okay, I'll watch it for free on here, I'm willing to play, like, you know, watch a few ads in between it. But it's like 5 seconds into the recording, or it's, no, it's, I start the thing, already having done like a 2-minute ad. 10 minutes into the episode, there is another ad for 15 minutes, and it's unskippable, and I go, fine, okay, it's probably just, you know, watch it, and then I get to watch the rest of the episode. I watch that, 5 minutes later, there's another 3-minute unskippable ad. So it's just ads, 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 constantly. And the video quality sucked, it was at like 480p. So what the hell? Like, I just, like, you know, fuck it, I'm not gonna watch the thing if it's fighting me that hard. It's a shame, because Iron-Blooded Orphans looked really good, because it looked a lot like Armored Core 2. You know, people from Earth coming in and fucking everything up, people on Mars being, you know, like, fuck you, but there's also terrorists involved. Like, it looked really good. It looked if someone turned Armored Core 2 into an anime. And I was excited. And I didn't get to watch more than like 3 episodes of it.
Intercept the Maglib Liberation
Awesome.
Front's ground transport convoy and destroy the armored core belonging to their irregular next, Amajik.
Yeah, Amajik's awesome. Whenever I think of Amajik, I imagine that his pilot looks like Ulysses from Fallout New Vegas, because they have kind of a similar voice. If not for like the heavy distortion on Ulysses' voice. But I imagine like he looks a lot like Ulysses. That'd be kind of cool. Because Ulysses has awesome dreads and a sick coat.
Amajik's next, Barbaroi, is based on a lightweight Ekbal
I used to use a design
core.
like that for
Its defenses
years.
should be minimal.
That was the first
Take it
mech I
out
used in
before it
Armored
can be
Core 4.
activated.
I switched over to like
Those are your
Aurelian Ard
orders.
mech pretty quickly
careful
though,
out
because
there.
I liked it a lot. It had a combination of good defense and speed, but I really liked using the Solux. The shotgun was actually pretty good, but it ran out of ammo too quickly. The rockets were garbage though, there's never any reason to use them. Like, they were only good for stationary targets or people you had, like, really close to you. But you're gonna damage yourself with it, so what's the point? Oh well.
Target sighted.
I need a new
Currently
computer.
en route to be a ground carrier vehicle.
Oh right, I should have switched
Don't
my
get ahead of
backpack.
yourself.
Damn.
Let it come to you, then attack.
Yeah, except he's gonna be fucking raring to go as soon as he gets here, so not a good idea.
Target is entering the combat area. What? Barbaroi is already active. But that's... Did they see us coming? How? Die here.
Ah, fuck it. Ah, fuck. Out of energy. Oh, fuck you with the delay on that. Get off my back, Joshua. I like how Joshua shows up and immediately becomes like a much bigger threat than Barbaroi. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one. Shit. Yeah. I probably should have let him get closer. Not because you can ambush him, but then at least he wouldn't have been outside the map when I started the fight. That was dumb of me. Also, I always forget I've got my fucking flash rockets. Those are like my most valuable tool. They're literally a button that says the enemy can't hit you. Huh? Oh, yeah. Reminder, there's a new John Wick movie coming out. It's gonna be awesome. If you haven't seen John Wick, go watch it. It kicks ass. The first one's awesome, the second one's even better. I'm assuming the third one will just give you an automatic orgasm. Because, you know, it's awesome.
Target sighted.
Like, remember that scene in Serenity where River Tam beats the shit out of everyone? It's like that for 2 hours. And dogs. Not beating the shit out of them, there's just dogs in it. Which is also cool. I like dogs. I've got a pet dog. 2, technically, although one doesn't really belong to me.
Barbaroi is already active.
I want a corgi or a husky or something. That'd be fun. Actually, what I want is a fox, but that's not really practical.
Die here.
Not that having a pet is practical in general, but, you know, whatever. On my back, or Barbaroi.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area.
Disappear. Damn it! Joshua, you're blocking my target reticle! You bastard! Thought we were friends.
Keep it up. This is the end. Gotcha. I finish this.
I do like the banner between Joshua and Barbaroi, though, over which one of them gets to kill me. You're only at a third health? Fuck off. Man, 4 Answers untrained me from operating with lower goddamn stamina. Because holy shit. I'm thinking I should just swap out for the dual rifles since I'm only getting like 1 sword hit in. Oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't understand why my output's so low. Oh, probably because I'm firing the motor cobra. That makes sense. Because my firing drain would be higher. Sorry, I'm tired. Did I mention it's like 2 in the morning? Right. Schematics. Oh yeah, and this has a kinetic, this is a sniper cannon on it, which means I'll be able to get more shots off without heavily impacting the amount of energy I have. Yeah, this is a much better idea. Why was I not using this before? Once again, tired. Hey, Split Moon, you're not even in the campaign for this game. What the fuck? You are in the second one, in like a really awesome way.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh yeah, because I'm using Alias Side Booster, which means I'm using more freaking energy per boost. Not even worth using the back boosters, jeez. I should replace those.
Target is entering the combat area.
Probably with something less terrible.
Barbaroi is already active. But that's... Do they see us coming?
Ah.
Die here.
Something that can't die. It's illogical. It's cruel. I see. Ravens are not to be underestimated.
Ah. Damn. That went a little better. I'm not going to use the sniper cannon this time. I got a few good hits in, and especially against a lightweight like Barbaroi, that's, you know, key, but he's too fast for me to accurately track all the time, so I might as well just not bother. Also, I think it's slowing me down a little bit. Because remember, movement speed is tied to your mech's total weight in this game, I think. There's like, on the bar, there's a few areas you can look at. It's like, if you pass this part, you're going to move this much slower, something like that. It's unclear in this game. It's not tied to like your legs, like it was in the last game, I don't think. Not to mention, some stats in this game just straight up lie. That's always fun.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Let it come to you, then attack.
Yeah, no, let it come to me. That works when you can fucking shoot
Target
me.
is entering the combat
I should have
area.
used missiles. Missiles are really good in this
Barbaroi
game.
is already
They're
active.
better in Forehancer, obviously.
Do
But
they
they're
see
still
us
good
coming?
here.
How? You can't die here.
Something that I can't die.
That rifle, like, I've already had a machine gun.
I see. It's actually die.
It's you and me, Barbaroi. Ooh, lag. Am I out of shoulder missiles? Yes, I am. Alright.
This is the end.
Gotcha. That's
Barbaroi
Barbaroi
is silent.
and White
The mission
Glen.
was a success.
I have a model of
Good
you.
work.
You are awesome. Anyway. That didn't take too long. Only like 4 or 5 attempts, right? Ah, yeah, fine.
Amajik had
I'll
been working
accept
alone for
it.
some time. He didn't want to contaminate his Maglib comrades. A hero. Maybe so. He may have taken it all upon himself from the very start.
Remember, you're not playing as the good guys. Not usually, anyway. Armored Core, for answer, you're super not playing as the good guys. Line Arc are the good guys. Ugh. Aerial interdiction. I hate this mission. Hate it so much.
Let's confirm the mission. We've located an
It's
armed
like a reverse
anti-establishment
escort
group
quest.
supply line.
When you have to stop
The
someone
enemy
from leaving an
supply
area.
convoy will be flying over the Robert Meyer Bridge. Stand by in the area.
It's
and
the
take down
equivalent
all
of
their
you
freighters.
attacking
We've spotted
someone who's
specialized
on an
flight-capable
escort
normals
quest.
among their fleet, so keep your
Real
eyes
annoying.
peeled. Those are your orders.
Yeah, but those stupid things are in 5 also. They look slightly different, but, you know, all the major parts are there. It's like those roller things that are in this game that are also in Armored Core 3. They're the exact same thing! Like, 100%. They're smaller, or I guess your mech is bigger, but yeah, no, they're the exact same thing. It's ridiculous.
Enemy supply unit approaching. Your mission is to destroy the enemy transport.
I can't see
within the
shit.
combat area.
You firing Kojima missiles at me? Bastard.
Approaching enemy squadron. Confirmed. It's huge. Interior aerial fortresses. It's confirmed as enemy backup. Prepare to intercept.
I don't want to intercept it. Why would I intercept it? Alright, where's the train? Oh shit. Out of
You're
it.
nearing the edge of the combat area. Enemy signatures confirmed on the ground. It's a large transport train headed down the line fast.
I'm coming for you! If those god rays. Not god rays. What's the... It's not quite a god ray, it's that flare when you look directly at the sun.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area. Destruction of transport confirmed.
Woo.
That's not the last of them. Take them all out.
Wait, do I have to kill the freaking aerial fortress? Shit. Fine. Bastard.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area. Targets destroyed. The mission was a success. Good work. Please
Well,
head
that
back.
happened. I think that's a good enough spot to call it for this one.